Detroit, Michigan. Motown is the setting for the Wizards. The intimidation factor looms large. Anthony Davis is locked in and focused on winning, trying to lead his team as they game plan for the task ahead at Little Caesars Arena. Wizards, Pistons on 2K Sports.
I'm just saying, I make this in 2 days. It is evident I do better when I feel like the world against me and think I should never win. Had to stop and pocket profit every morning. He had to get it out the mud and rise up out the sediment. Catch me early like Sunday school. Sunday school.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. With Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us as well. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. We take a look at the Pistons. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far. And checking out Washington, a few slots below them.
And right now for the Pistons, this season has been, it's been solid, but they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectations, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Trae Young is out there with Johnson. Then it's George. Then it's Sarr. And it's Davis in at the 4 spot. And for the Pistons, Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Cade Cunningham out there with Robinson. And it's Duren in at the 5. Instead, it seems like the key matchup tonight is down inside in the paint.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Expect this one to be really physical. If either team backs down, they can just get run over tonight, but I don't expect that to happen. It's going to be a slugfest.
We love those kind of games. They're a lot of fun.
You aren't kidding.
Now Davis. Following the three-point attempt by Cade Cunningham. Shot clock at 5. Good on the shot.
Yeah, the added muscle Davis has put on, helping him on these tough finishes. Flexing on him there.
Here's Harris. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Davis. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow them.
And he can't get the first one. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
And Sarr throws it down.
Putting that pass right in his stride, didn't have to slow up, and was able to complete the play.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Cunningham against Young. Cunningham gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's a shot that Cunningham is very comfortable with. No problem with the mid-range.
Johnson outside. On the wing, Davis, guarded by Harris. The 3 from George. Rebound, Detroit. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but it ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Now here is Harris. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Washington.
Well, that's the kind of assertive play you want to see more of from guys.
The Wizards have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
Now, I asked him about trying to slow down Trae Young, and Coach said you have to get the ball out of his hands. He can hurt you with the pass and with the shot. I'm not going to be surprised if you see them blitzing and doubling him a good portion of the game. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. To the inside. Saw. Great defense that time from Duran.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Cunningham passes to right. To Duran. Here's Cunningham. Tries from 10, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Coach, it didn't take long for Kay Cunningham to establish himself as the leader of this team.
Well, Kevin, he's very mature for his age. He was put in a position with all young guys around him, so he had to step up. And I've never heard Cade Cunningham blame anyone else for the team's struggles. He's got everything you could want in a team leader.
A little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first, and he gets the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here's Cunningham. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Washington.
Yeah, and how about his assist numbers, too? He was their offense. He was just doing everything out there.
Now, here's Cunningham. It's a 3-point game. Shot clock at 6. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots. And Washington has possession. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin, and they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008, and with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
And that one falls for Johnson. So, Greg, with the season winding down, a lot of what-ifs for the teams. What about players? Do they experience that as well?
You can't help but wonder what could have been if your team struggled, Kevin. Players are just like fans in that regard.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty track record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
Young taking his time here. The Wizards with another miss. And it's Cunningham with the ball for Detroit. 6-point lead. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots. But on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, they had a hard time getting the looks they wanted on offense. And it's hard to get a win when that's the case.
And yes, it's good. Sarr's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Well, Trae Young is one of the most gifted playmakers we have in the game.
Cunningham passes to Duran. Back to Cunningham. There's the lob to Duran. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
What timing on the alley-oop from Duren. That speaks to the chemistry and connection he has with his guys.
Here's Young. 17 points for him last game against Detroit.
Well, and he was also doing a great job feeding his teammates, racking up the assists. So important to team chemistry.
Steps back and fires. Can't hit that one.
I don't know what happened there. About as easy an attempt as you could possibly ask for.
Thompson kicks to Robinson. Knocks down the three ball.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Wizards trail by 9. Young outside. Sarr sets the screen for Young. Over Cunningham. Young, no good.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Now here is Harris. He's guarded closely. Johnson against Cunningham. 6 to shoot. There's the 3. And Sarr pulls it down. The Wizards have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Here's Cunningham. 11 points in the game. Outside Robinson. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. Fires a 3. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Wizards trail by 7. Driving inside. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. No good on the free throw. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, is quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
Koulibaly, he's checked in for Washington. Here's Sarr, defended by Duren. Sarr, the pass to George. Thompson with the rebound. Pistons leading by 6. Pass to Robinson. Duren sets the screen for Robinson. To the paint. And Duren slams it in.
Let me tell you something about Jalen Duren. This guy fears no one, and he plays with a mean streak.
Wizards trail by 8. On the wing, Koulibaly. Here's Davis. That shot off. Some solid defense from Harris. Robinson for 3. It's hauled in by George.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Harris against Young. Cunningham on the wing. 11 points in the game. Over Koulibaly. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
Take a break. Take a break. Good shot.
That's good from Duren. After a solid rookie campaign, Coach, Jalen Duren had a breakout sophomore year.
Well, Kevin, Jalen Duren knows who he is. Averaging a double-double, but he stays within himself. Doesn't take very many jump shots, shot well over 60%, and he has got a great motor.
He doesn't get the second one.
Well, a lottery pick back in 2022. Jalen Duren brings energy to this team. A big frame, toughness down low. Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Stewart kicks to Jenkins. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Champagny. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Herter.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Pass to Duren. Jenkins with it. He's against Young. It's deflected. A shot by Stewart with no one around. Another three for Detroit.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Washington Wizards. A 12-point game. Here's Champagny. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists now in this one. Detroit's gone 4 of 8 on their three-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the first quarter. And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. Jalen Duren, number 1.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you. It borders on astonishing.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Hurt. Hasn't made one yet. Clock at 6. And here is Jenkins. They grab their own miss. Duren to the right side. Here's Stewart. Rebounded by the Wizards.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Sure. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Stan, for 4 seasons, you were the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, and we were just talking the other day, what a great sports city Detroit is.
Oh, I absolutely loved my time in Detroit. I've still got 2 kids who live in the area, and great sports fans. Hardworking people that really value hardworking teams, and if you are one, they will be behind you all the way.
That free throw, no good. Kay Cunningham's checked in for Jalen Duren. And he's good on the second. 1:53 left in the first quarter of the game. Now Jenkins, 17 points in his last outing. Herter on the wing, down low. Here's Cunningham. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
That's good from Cunningham.
Well, the pressure on Cunningham when he came into the league was immense. He's gone through adversity, but he's never stopped working to improve.
And he makes both free throws.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Pass to Riley. To the middle. Here's Champagny. And again, Washington, no good.
And they come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And they pick up 2.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Wizards trail by 12. Here's Carrington. He had 10 points in the win against Detroit. Pass to Riley. Koulibaly with it inside. Riley can't hit. Jenkins dishes to Cunningham. Jenkins with it. A 3. The rebound by Carrington.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Jenkins. He's tightly guarded. Here's Cunningham. And it's sent back by George. Here's Carrington. Rebound by the Pistons. Here's Holland. Still yet to score. Pass to Cunningham. Over George. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And the Pistons lead by 12.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Right back after this break. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
So on the floor for Washington, Riley is out there with George. Then it's Koulibaly. And it's Carrington in at the 1. Riley lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Pistons leading by 10. Pass to Holland. Here's Jenkins. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from three-point range. Jenkins got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now, here is George. 9 points last game out.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Jenkins following the three-pointer by Washington. Pass to Holland. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Here's Cunningham, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, yeah, that's why he was the #1 pick back in 2021. Cunningham showing there that he can dominate games.
Koulibaly with it, covered by Cunningham. Pass to George. To the paint, here's Champagne. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Cunningham. 17 points in the game. To the middle. And Holland gets it to go. Holland's got his first bucket in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Wizards trail by 12. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside, George fires the three. And again, Washington with the triple.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Now, here's Cunningham. He's defended by Koulibaly. Cunningham right side. It's hauled in by George. Washington's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Pass to Carrington. Now, Koulibaly. 6 on the shot clock. And here's George. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Cunningham passes to Jenkins. Here's Holland, defended by George. Stewart, a screen for Cunningham. Over Koulibaly. Cunningham's shot is off.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Here's Carrington. Averages about 5 points a game.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Jenkins the pass to Holland. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Tobias Harris is checked in for the Pistons. Robinson comes in for Kevin Huerter. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Johnson left side. Outside for George. Hits the three-point bomb. George has got 12 in the game. And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tobias Harris, over the course of his career, has played a lot at both forward positions. He says, I'm comfortable playing both of them. I'm not big on the position thing. I'm versatile. Kevin, he's just a basketball player, and he's very, very good.
I would agree, David. I know you like him. We like him as well. A very skilled one at that. Thank you very much. Now, here's Cunningham. 17 points in the game. Robinson kicks to Jenkins. 5 to shoot. Stewart, a screen for Jenkins. A three-pointer off the mark.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Davis. It's hauled in by Stewart.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Down low, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation. With this break in the action, let's find out which rookies have been lighting it up from downtown this month. So for the Pistons, Duran comes in for Isaiah Stewart. And it's Thompson in for Jenkins. And a switcher also for Washington. Young's checked in. Wizards trail by 6. And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Chance to see the numbers for George. They've gotten some big performances from him since the All-Star break. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat on the floor.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that makes life easier for his teammates. He demands so much defensive attention.
Johnson against Robinson. Johnson, the pass to Young. To the inside. Here's Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. And it's Cunningham with the ball for Detroit. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. It's good. Cunningham's got 19 points.
Well, he's always on the hunt. Cunningham's next shot is never far off.
Back to Young. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And they continue to control the glass.
To the paint. A slam dunk by Robinson.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Wizards trail by 8. Young outside. Launches it. Kept alive. Here's Davis. Here's Champagnie. No good on the 3. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Cunningham for 3. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Here's Young. No scoring in this one. Johnson outside. Back to Young. Pass to Davis. Nobody near George. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Harris looking it over. Robinson against Johnson. Robinson kicks to Thompson. 4 on the shot clock. Robinson misses. Wizards trail by 9. Pass to Young. To the middle. Here's Davis. Here's Champagnie. The Wizards working the ball around now. And here is Davis. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Champagnie. Off target with his 3.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Now, here's Duran. Now Robinson. Over Young. Robinson misses.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots. Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Now here's Thompson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Johnson against Robinson. Here's Cunningham. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Cunningham's got 24 points.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Wizards making a switch here. Koulibaly's checked in. Washington with the ball. They trail by 9 points. It's stolen by Duren. And now the Pistons fast break. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
The craftiness on his finish helped Thompson grab the whistle on that play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting one shot.
Thompson no good on the free throw. Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend, toughest to stop?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players, and it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
Now Harris, following the three-point attempt by Anthony Davis. Clock at 6. Lets the three fly. Harris's shot is off. Wizards trail by 11. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Buries the long-range jumper. Johnson's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Thompson sets the pick for Harris. Latrey. Offensive rebound. Duren the pass to Thompson. And here is Harris. Cunningham left side. And finally they hit one. Cunningham's got 26.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Washington's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. And that sends Anthony Davis to the free throw line. That's on Jalen Duren. This is his second trip to the free throw line. Sar's checked in for Washington. George comes in for Koulibaly. And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
And one of the best big men in the game, Davis, continuing to prove how dominant he is.
Down low. And Duren slams it in.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Now, here is Young, still without a basket. Young, a screen on Robinson. Shot by Johnson, no good. Pistons leading by 9. Harris finds Duren. 1:36 left to play here in the half. Cunningham passes to Harris, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Saturday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. And then on Sunday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are. Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get on the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. The Pistons making a change here. Jenkins checked in. And now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. Second is Trae Young.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
Pistons leading by 7. Harris outside. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. It'll be just the 5th of this long 7-game road trip.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass. A monster night for him.
Now here's Jenkins. He has 6 from deep. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got 4 rebounds now tonight. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And Young kicks to Davis. Johnson with a screen on Thompson. Here's Davis. Detroit with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Thompson against Johnson. Back to Harris. Here's Jenkins. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 3rd assist on the night.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Pistons. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. AD, you see how they're playing you in the first half. What's the adjustment going to be?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in warm-up. So, we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
I have never heard anyone say it starts in warm-ups until now. Thanks, AD. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Hey folks, happy you joined us. The action tonight, a bit wild and a big deficit now for the Washington Wizards.
Where's the intensity at the defensive end? They need to get a hand up and contest more shots.
Coach needs to encourage them to be better moving forward, just like I do with you guys.
I'd better put my feet up. It's getting deep in here. Next on the docket, power rankings. Fellas, let's see which teams are jostling for those top spots.
Well, right now for Washington, headed down the final month of the season. At this point, they are who they are, a middle-of-the-pack club.
Yeah, decidedly average. Maybe they'll turn the corner late. Who knows? We've seen it happen. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
Summer kit na may dalawang style. Perfect ngayong summer. Kapag nakababa yung brim, full protection ka sa
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
There's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, the way I see it, it's an added bonus. And you can see team chemistry really growing as a result of him racking up the assists.
Inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Duncan Robinson out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Washington with the ball. A 12-point game.
Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. It's time to find another solution.
Nice job capitalizing down there. Young good at probing inside and finding some space.
Cunningham finds Duran. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Wizards trail by 12. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
Thompson looking for an opening. That one doesn't go. Excellent D there by Johnson. And a wide open look for Shaw. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. That's 7 points for Alex Shaw.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think, number one, anytime there was a lack of effort, you're not running back on defense, things like that. That I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
And so I think that is one of the key points about Filipinos. When they do go abroad, they look for the happiness.
And so Cunningham nails both of them.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham. A talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Back to Young. Plays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Johnson against Robinson. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 14 rebounds.
Well, that is a solid screen by Duran. And then the big man rolls right into scoring position.
Sawyer sets the screen for Johnson. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Pistons leading by 8.
First of all, the medical system, and then the bench
Robinson a screen on Young. Here's Cunningham. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cunningham's got 4 this quarter.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Johnson outside. Outside for George. Young against Cunningham. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, the defense is right to challenge Young inside, but he's a persistent guy.
Even the people that you think are nice are nice. You try to win this hard. This morning, 45.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, you know, guys, the amount of offense that Young creates for himself and his teammates is staggering. This guy does it all.
And so Young nails them both. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Thompson. He's around 10 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Inside, here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Physical play by Duren at the rim, which doesn't allow much room for interference.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Young against Cunningham. Now, here is Young. 6 points for him. Johnson for 3. It's hauled in by Harris.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And now I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the last few years, we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects, and about 3/4 of the tradable picks hoarded by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. Saw the pass to Young. Davis with a screen on Cunningham. Young. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Young's got 8.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
And Davis sends it back.
What a play by Davis. You think you can get it over me? Nuh-uh. Not on my watch.
Davis with a screen on Cunningham. And it's slammed in by Davis.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Pistons leading by 6. Cunningham kicks to Harris. Cunningham against Young. To the middle. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Well, that's where Cunningham is at his best, operating the pick and roll.
Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they've ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Outside, Davis. Back to Young. Shot clock at 6. Duren pulls it in.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
Thompson passes to Harris. Now, here is Robinson. He's guarded by Johnson. Robinson misses. Wizards trail by 8. George up top, guarded by Robinson. Sarr sets the screen for Young. A 3-ball. Nailed from three-point land. Young's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying him. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Stewart's checked in for the Pistons. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Isaiah Stewart.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
Washington on D, trailing by 5. Cunningham looking it over. 6 to shoot. Over Young. Cunningham gets the bucket. Cunningham's got 32 points.
Well, that's where Cunningham does his best work, from the free throw line down.
Young pass to Sarr. Here's Johnson. And he makes good on the layup. Johnson's got 12. Pistons leading by 5. Cunningham outside. And he banks in the layup. Cunningham's got 34.
Well, with the size that Cunningham has, he is a real handful inside.
Here's Young. He's got 11. Pass to Davis. Back to Young. He takes it in. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists in the game. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Robinson kicks to Cunningham. Harris outside. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 7 points for Tobias Harris.
And that mid-range jumper, Harris's go-to shot before he developed the consistency from range.
Wizards trail by 7. Sarr sets the screen for Young. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And really with the off-the-charts explosiveness, Davis just punishes opponents on those alley-oops.
And here's Cunningham. He's got 34. Pass to Harris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Now Duran. To the inside. Here's Cunningham. Comes up empty down low. Washington's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. A shot by Johnson, no good. Detroit leading by 5. Cunningham inside. Young's there. Offensive rebound. Pass to Cunningham. Another shot. And he connects with the jumper. Cunningham's got 36.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Washington shooting straight 49% from the field. And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Different look here for Detroit. Holland, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Jenkins in for Cade Cunningham. Coulibaly, he's checked in for Washington. Pass to Sarr. Back to Young. On the wing, Coulibaly. Guarded by Robinson. Coulibaly, bounce pass. Clock at 2. Sarr's shot is off. Detroit leading by 7. And while the offense is developing, Alex Sarr is already a huge presence at the defensive end.
Yeah, along with being a great rim protector, he's a 7-footer who can really slide his feet on the perimeter. He can switch on the guards and make them work for their opportunities.
Young with the ball. He's got 13. Pass to Sarr. That 3 off the mark.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Now Jenkins, defended by Young. Jenkins with it. Young's there. Shots good by Jenkins. And now it's an 11-point Detroit lead. Here's Young. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. Here's the 3. Holland with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Jenkins. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Sarr. Jumps up. And Sarr throws it down.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
Pistons leading by 9. Here's Jenkins. He's got 11. Robinson with it. Defended by George. Duran with the screen on George. Just 3 to shoot. Holland, no good. Wizards trail by 9. Young with the ball. Robinson picks him up. George passes to Young. Now, Koulibaly. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Koulibaly's got 5 points so far. Pass to Stewart. Robinson on the wing. Back to Stewart. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Good to see Stewart playing with aggression. This is how he attracts contact.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And the other thing you notice is how committed they've been to playing with the pass. Constantly moving that ball from one side to the other.
A 2020 first-round pick. Isaiah Stewart is a load at 6'8", 250. Is very intense. He's a guy you want on your side.
Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for the Pistons. Then for the Wizards, Champagne's checked in, and it's Riley in for Anthony Davis. And so he hits both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
A floater. Harrington, that's good.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
1:10 left in the third. Now here's Huerter. Tight defense on him. Pass to Duran. Now here's Jenkins. Again, the miss by the Pistons. In the corner, it's Koulibaly. Here's Carrington. From outside, off the mark. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And, Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Jenkins can't get it to go. Wizards trail by 7. On the wing, Koulibaly. He's defended by Huerter. Pass to Carrington. Koulibaly with it. He has 5 with the shot. Rebound, Detroit. Duran's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. And so it's the Detroit Pistons bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back to the action in just a minute. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. So on the floor for Washington, they've got Anthony Davis. Coulibaly is out there with Johnson. And it's Carrington in at the 1 spot.
Stewart just a load to deal with inside, giving the defense all they can handle.
At the line for Detroit, Stewart. Isaiah Stewart. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Wizards trail by 8. Here's Carrington. To the paint. Here's Coulibaly. Can't hit from in close. The Pistons shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Hollins kicks to Cunningham. Pass to Stewart. Stewart, a screen for Herter. Banked in off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 10.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
High post, Davis. Over to the wing. From 15 feet away. And that one's good. Champagny.
And I like Davis's decision-making. Fantastic. Always great at understanding when to move the ball.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Now here's Jenkins. Pass to Stewart. It's a very good look and converts.
Well, for him, it hasn't been a big night. With his reputation, they've used him more as a decoy.
Wizards trail by 10. Johnson outside. And Davis now top of the key. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really one of the most challenging covers in our game. Davis, hard to guard given how versatile he is.
Anthony Davis. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And a member of the NBA 75 team, Anthony Davis is the rare franchise player, someone you build your entire organization around.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Cunningham passes to Stewart. That's tipped. Davis against Herter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
There's a fluid power and athleticism that he possesses, nearly impossible to contain Davis inside.
Anthony Davis, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
First personal foul. Team second. At the line for Detroit, Kevin Herter taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Herter. And Herter drops them both. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Carrington. Pass to Coulibaly. Davis with a screen on Cunningham. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Kate Cunningham.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Coulibaly, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Robinson's checked in for Kevin Herter. And Coulibaly drops them both.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
A two-way star, AD has led the league in shot blocking on multiple occasions.
Down low. Stewart with the steal. The rebound by Carrington.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
Washington again turning it over. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Pistons leading by 7. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Here's Stewart. Bangs home the trifecta. Stewart's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, give Stewart room at the arc at your own risk. He'll stretch the floor whenever he can.
Here's Carrington. Davis up top, guarded by Stewart. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Team 4. At the line for the Wizards, Davis. Anthony Davis. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. Sar's checked in for Washington. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Outside Robinson. Cunningham sets a screen for Robinson. Takes a three. And again, it's the Pistons from deep.
Great patience shown by Robinson. Just allowing the play to develop.
Pass to Koulibaly. Back to Johnson. Here's Koulibaly, covered by Cunningham. Here's Davis. It's hauled in by Stewart. Stewart's got his 5th rebound in this one. Right side Robinson. Cunningham with it. Over Sarr. Cunningham's shot is off.
Just strong work defensively there in the low post. You got to be tough down in the paint.
Yeah, that's an outstanding defensive stand in close.
Davis against Stewart. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
The foul couldn't hold Davis down. His scoring ability is just that strong.
Wizards making a switch here.
At the line for the Wizards, Davis. Anthony Davis. One shot.
One shot.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
And since halftime, he's made a concerted effort to get to the line. Be aggressive. Great stuff.
Jenkins the pass to Stewart. Here's Cunningham, covered by Johnson. Cunningham gets the bucket. Cunningham's got 38 points.
And you can see why they continue to call Cunningham stubborn. Once he's flipped that switch, let him go to work.
Outside, Davis. Stewart with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Holland. That one good for 2. And the Pistons lead by 12. Here's Young. Fires the 3. The Wizards with another miss.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Cunningham kicks to Jenkins. From the arc. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Well, 3 triples in the first half, but he seems to have gone cold from distance since the break.
Young, no good. Pistons leading by 12. Holland the pass to Jenkins. Pistons passing it around. To the inside. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break. Sarr's got it. And again, Washington no good. Detroit's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Cunningham. And they double up Cunningham. From downtown. Rebound by the Wizards. George has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
The 3 from Davis. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now here's Jenkins, defended by Young. Here's Robinson. It's hauled in by George. Wizards trail by 9. Davis looking for an opening. Pass to Sarr. Outside, Davis. He lobs it up, and Sarr throws it down.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Pistons leading by 7. Cunningham outside. The 11-footer, and there it is for him. Cunningham's got 40 points.
Effective from the mid-range. For Cunningham, it's about shooting with confidence.
Pass to Young. To the middle. Here's Sarr. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
For Detroit, they've gone through the 4th quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Cunningham on the wing. That one drops for him. Cunningham's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, they wouldn't be in the position they're in without his contribution. He has tormented this defense tonight.
Back to Young. It's stolen by Jenkins. Pass to Holland. Here's Cunningham. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. For the Pistons, Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Tobias Harris comes in for Holland. And it's Thompson in for Jenkins. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Koulibaly's checked in. Now here is Robinson. He's defended by Koulibaly. Lock at 6. Outside Robinson. And stolen by Sarr. Here's Koulibaly. Guarded by Robinson. Outside for Davis. Young against Cunningham. Takes the 3. And Trae Young gets the 3.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
It's tipped. Thompson against George. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Davis against Harris. It's Young on the wing. Sarr. Detroit with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
Robinson finds Duren. And it's Trae Young with the rebound. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. Cunningham's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Robinson dishes to Thompson.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Puts up a 3. That's another rebound. He holds in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest up the arc.
Wizards trail by 9. And here's Young. 1:41 left in the 4th quarter. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Detroit's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Now Cunningham. Rebound by the Wizards. George has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Davis with it. Duren picks him up. And Davis can't get it to go. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. They have a 9-point lead. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the content.
Yeah, the defender's a little bit out of position, but that's what Cunningham will do to you. He works every angle.
the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Johnson, he's checked in for Koulibaly. And so Cunningham nails both of them. Washington's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. They set the pick to the paint, and Sarr throws it down.
Assistant, Trae Young.
Detroit with the ball. 9-point game. Outside Robinson. Cunningham, a screen on Johnson. Back to Cunningham. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Trae Young.
Yeah, there you see Cunningham's willingness to take contact to battle for his shot inside.
Hey, Cunningham. 2 shots.
I think he will probably touch him out.
First free throw is good, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And so Cunningham nails both of them.
Great composure there. Calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
Young against Cunningham. Now, here is Young. D right on him. Cunningham with some nice D. So it's Detroit now. Pass to Thompson. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step to becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that about wraps it up. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks, on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Cade Cunningham.